Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I am back with another video. So, this is going to be part two or update on the Andy, Byron, and Kristen Cabot and Megan Caring. I think it's Carrington, I don't know. I think that's her last name. Or Caring. Yeah, I think it's like that. But, apparently it was stated that Andy Colbert might as well be. It stated that Andy Byron has resigned. I guess they had a board meeting and they came to the conclusion to force him to resign because I was told that if they were firing him, that it would look bad on the company, and so they trying to save face, so they forced him to resign because it just sounds better, and so they won't get any backlash or anything like that. So that is that. I don't know any updates on Kristen. It has not stated that she will resign. I'm assuming she probably will, but I think she will probably will on her own. But I've also read in the comment section on Facebook that they may not. She may end up keeping her job because it will be discrimination if they fire her, because she's a female. Or then again, maybe I read that wrong. I don't know. But so far, she hasn't been let go yet, or she hasn't resigned. But I think she will, because how can you come back from that at that company? It's gonna be a huge. She's already embarrassed because it's publicly known. People are making cookies out of their cuddle pose. People are reenact like puppets and mascots are reenacting that at baseball games. People are now being paranoid when the jumbotron is on them. They stating, "Oh, we're really together," or "This is my sister," things like that. And I know some people are making fun of it, but I know it's humiliating to the parties involved. And I don't think she can bounce back from that if she were to stay at that company, because people are going to look at her funny. People are going to treat her different. People are going to whisper. It's going to be too much. It's going to be too much to bear. Like, if I was like, I'm not in a similar situation, but if somebody were to know a personal thing that happened with me, and it is now public, I wouldn't want to come around. It will take me a while for me to come around those people, because I will not forever, but for that time, for a little while, I will feel uncomfortable. I will feel embarrassed. I will feel like they're tiptoeing around me. I will feel like they are, every time they see me, they think about certain things. So I remove myself from situations until things die down. And I think that's what's best for her. I think she should resign and just start she got money. I think she should just take that time off and reflect on her actions. And if she choose, I don't know. Her situation is kind of weird, because when I read the article about her and her marital status, a few articles states that she's still married, and then other articles states that she was divorced in 2022. And then I read the same article. It says that her and her husband had been married before. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if she's married to her current husband, but she divorced her first husband in 2022 and remarried and married this man, who ironically named is Andrew. And I'm assuming, they probably nicknamed him Andy, because Andy is short for Andrew. I'm not sure if Andy Byron's real name is Andrew, but it's just ironic that her husband, Kristen's husband's name is Andrew, and she cheated on somebody whose name is Sandy. Um, yeah, so that's kind of ironic, and they have two children together. From what I seen in the picture, and they're younger. They look like they probably in junior high school. But like I said, I also saw her husband with older boys, so that's why I'm thinking that they have been in a previous marriage before, and he might have kids from his previous marriage and then remarried to her, and they had kids, and then she cheated, and I don't know what she's gonna do. I don't know, and he's a CEO of a company. His her current husband or soon to be ex-husband, I don't know, he's a CEO of a company. I don't remember what it is, but it's pictured in the video. Like I said, I'm just putting stuff out. And he comes from old money. Old money. I think his relatives was in the steel company, like the, dealing with, I don't want to say alcohol, but dealing with, beer and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but this, I don't know, because I don't drink beer. So I don't know the term, distill or brew, you know what it is. But I think that's what I read. I could be wrong, but like I said, all in all what's important is he's a CEO of a company as well, and he's very much wealthy, and his family comes from wealth. And so, yeah, I think they have a house. They have two homes in Boston. They have a multi-million-dollar home in Boston, and then they have another home somewhere else in Boston. So they are very much well off. So yeah, that's she messed up big time, but she got money too. She may not be a multi-millionaire like her husband, but she got money. She'll be all right if she were to resign. And that's why I said I think she need to take this time to reflect on her actions and take some time to just be alone with herself. Like, just be with herself. Be in solitude. Ask, if she's religious, ask God for forgiveness. If she wants to reconcile with her husband, she needs to do the steps to make that happen. Meaning, she needs to go to counseling herself to figure out why she did what she did. She also needs to work on going to couples counseling if her husband choose to do so, and work on their relationship. And also, she will have to really try very, very hard to regain his trust again. And then after that, I would say she need to take at least a year off, and then go and find another job, which she will, because of her social status. She will. And try not to do, or refrain from being in the office. Work from home. I'm sure she can. I'm sure her field of work, she can get a position that she can work from home or do hybrid, where she don't have to spend that much time with a lot of people, because you don't want the same mistake to happen again. And then with Andy, again, he got money. He's well off. I'm sure he will be okay. I don't know if his wife wants to divorce him, but it's some false letters that allegedly that she has posted. I'm gonna put it in the video, but they're not from her. Well, the ones that's talking about her leaving him are not from her, because she stated that she is not talking about the situation right now until it is okay for her to do so. So when she said that statement, she's seeking she's seeking some type of legal action. Because if any time a person say, and until it's safe to do, or not safe, until I'm told to do so, to talk about the situation, they're seeking legal advice. So I think she's planning on divorcing him. It seems like she's talking to attorneys. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. So like the first part of the letter is from her. The part where she is, acknowledging the support from viewers, like reaching out to her, and also when she states that she cannot talk about the situation right now, that is her talking. But all the other video, the other statements are false, because it basically talks about that that she don't trust him, that she is divorcing him, and that she doesn't want her kids to face a father that doesn't value her children. And yeah, all of that is someone falsely put that out there that states that she said that, but it wasn't from her. It was somebody else posing as her, because it's contradicting from what she said before when she said she cannot talk about the situation in detail right now. But for Andy's advice for him, he just need to lay low for a while, at least a year or two. Like, lay low, use some of that money that you earned from being a CEO and just be in solitude. If he's religious, pray, ask God to forgive him. And if he wants to work it out with his wife, he better try very, very, very hard. He gonna have to work hard to get her trust back. And he gonna have to go to counseling for himself to figure out why he did what he did. Because when people cheat, they are insecure about something about themselves. Something is lacking within themselves. It's called that's what cheaters struggle with. And yes, something could be lacking in the relationship, and they sought it out in someone else that was willing to give it to them that was lacking. But to pursue cheating, you are a coward and you are insecure about something. And so he needs to go to counseling to get an understanding of why he did what he did. And then if he's serious and wants to work things out with his wife, which I don't think he does, because of his fake apology. Like I said in the other video, he did not feel sorry for him for what he's done and for hurting his wife. He's only sorry that he got caught, because he basically said what was a private moment became public. So you basically defending yourself of cheating with this woman. It's not a private, nothing should have been going on with her and him. Nothing but work-related things. That is it. And you went to a public concert. So once you go public, anything you do in public goes public. You a CEO and you don't know that? Ooh, slow. Like, come on now. Men just be slow. Like, they so smart when it comes to their careers, but they so slow when it comes to relationships and the way they handle things. It's just like all they do is think with the thing between their legs, instead of thinking with their brains on their head and above their neck or their heart. Instead, they're always thinking about what's below the waistline. And then so they always get caught up. It's just trifling. But I do feel bad for the wife and the fact the public humiliation. But she's strong. She gonna get it. I'm sure her kids are, helping her get through this. And if she has faith in God, I hope that she, talks to him and, just express how she feels and cry it out if she has to. And most importantly, seek therapy so she won't get stuck in that situation, because it is so easy to get stuck in that situation. I know. It's so easy for your mind to go there over and over again, like it's a hamster wheel, and it's like you trapped in that part of your life. So it's very important for her to seek therapy for herself, not for her husband, not for her kids, not for her family, but for herself. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to probably take months. It's probably going to take years for her to recover from that, because it was so public. and she didn't ask for it to be. I don't know what he's gonna do. I hope his mental state is stable. I hope he don't do anything drastic because he lost his job and because he may have lost his marriage and he's gonna lose some of his money because he ain't working right now. I just hope he doesn't, think it's the end, because it's not. It's just a choice, a bad choice, and this is something that's biting him in the butt, and he just gotta do the work to get out of it, and do better. Do better. That means he gotta make different choices. The things he used to do, he can't do no more, because obviously he's weak-minded. Cheating on weak-minded people. I know. I mean, I've cheated before. It's weak-minded. But it depends on what you do, whether you choose to keep it going or leave it alone. And some people just keep it going and knowing they should be getting out of it. But whatever. We all human. We all make bad decisions, but we shouldn't keep making bad decisions. But everything is a lesson, and what has transpired out of that situation is a lesson. You're there to work. You're not there to you're not there to be. You go to work to do your job, get paid, and go home. You're not really there to make friends, because one, it's a tricky situation to make friends at your job, because everybody is in for themselves. When some shit go down, everybody's in for themselves. Ain't nobody covering up for nobody, because at the end of the day, this is our livelihood. Ain't nobody going to risk nobody messing that up. So that's why it's very tricky. I'm not saying it's impossible to make friends at work, but it's just a very tricky situation because it's work. And then that work romance is not always a good thing, because it's technically against the law to be having any type of relationship, like a romantic relationship, from work, because you can get fired for that. You can get fired and get in trouble for that, because then something could happen and then a person can switch up and say it was an actual harassment and it really wasn't, but because they at risk of losing their job, they're going to say that so they can save it. You never know. That's why it's very tricky to form relationships at work. You there to work, go home, get paid, and go home. I personally don't make a lot of friends at work. Like, I'm cool with people, but I normally don't call them my friend, because it's work. I still see it's work. And I ain't trying to get caught up in no BS. Now, granted, that's how I met my son's father, at work. But I'm not proud. I mean, I'm not really proud of him and I forming together at work. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it. But it's, like I said, and we had some mishaps at work where, people gossip and things like that. So that's why it's like, it's not really a good thing, suitable to be forming relationships, whether it's romantic or close friendships at work, because you just never know. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be cool or cordial with people. Of course, you should be. You don't want to be going to work mean, but you shouldn't be all super, super close and lovey-dovey, because everybody's in for themselves. And it's not very professional. Like I said, I got a handful of co-workers that I'm cool with, but I don't call them my friend, because it's still, at the end of the day, they're co-workers. And I do not believe that if something were to go down, that they will risk their jobs for me. So that's why I don't keep the people that I'm cool with too close, because it's, at the end of the day, they're coworkers. Now, have we hung out outside of work before? Yes, once, but it's not a continuous thing because, like I said, we're coworkers. And then we all got different our lives. I have my friends. I don't need more friends, to be honest. But I'm cool. I'm glad that I developed a somewhat of a bond with the group of people that I work with. But I still have a a guarded a guardness with myself when it comes to coworkers because it's work, and that's that. But everybody's different. Everybody handles stuff like that differently. I just don't think it's very wise to form close relationships and friendships at work. Now, if you met the person or people before you was employed there, and y'all were cool before you were employed at the same job that they're employed, that's different. But then it becomes a sticky situation as well, because sometimes that can change things. You could be friends outside of work before y'all became coworkers. Now y'all coworkers, and sometimes competition happens. Sometimes things happen at work, and then that can also change the dynamic of your friendship. So that's why I say I don't recommend people to be extremely close to their coworkers at work because it can be very tricky. Just go to work, be cool with people, be nice to people, but don't let them take advantage of you. Get paid and go home. Mind your business, drink your water, and let it be. Period. So I hope this situation brings light to people that please stay clear of any office romances because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Yeah, so that's that. But the sad thing about it is it happens all the time. It's just not public. It happens in movies. It happens in everyday life all the time where people have affairs in the workplace. I know. I ain't going in too deep with it because I'm not. But I know how Megan feels. I know exactly how she feels. And it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. And so, but the difference is what I have been through or what I've seen people gone through hasn't been publicized versus hers been publicized for the world to see and make fun of. Until it happens to them, it ain't gonna be too funny. Cause I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Everybody's capable of cheating. I wouldn't put it past nobody. And when people say I would never cheat or I don't condone cheating, please believe it can happen. It can happen to anybody. I didn't think I would cheat on someone, and I did. I didn't think a person would cheat on me, but they did. It can happen. Life happens. Stuff you may not seek out to cheat, but sometimes stuff happens. So never say never that you wouldn't do it. You may not. Now I still, even though I've cheated before, I don't condone cheating. I definitely don't. I regret what I did, but I wouldn't put it past anybody because we're human. We're human. And we were born in sin. And so we are liable to make bad decisions or mistakes. But the thing about it is you learn from them and you try not to do them again. And some people aren't getting that. But hopefully he learns from his lessons and his bad choices, and he, takes some time to reflect on things that he's done. And if he wants his wife back, hopefully she, is willing to work with him on that. If not, he just gonna have to accept it and take the L and move on with his life. But be there for his children. I don't know. That's all I can say. That's all I will say. I knew that people was going to reenact that escapade. I knew it. But, and it's okay to make light of situations, but they have to think about, the public needs to think about the wife. Like, even though they're making fun of the two individuals that did the indiscretion, think about the wife's feelings. She's not laughing right now. She's upset. She's probably been crying. She's probably been angry. She's probably been confused. She's probably feeling all of those feelings, and people are making jokes about it. And I think the next time people want to make memes or cookies or reenactments, then think about the wife before you do that. You don't know what type of feelings she's really enduring. You don't know how it is on her mental health, that she is learning that her husband has betrayed her, and she's knowing about it the same time the world knows. The world probably knew about it before she knew. And it's like, because I was going to add the person from IG that was making cookies out of the situation and the puppets or whatever, the reenactments, but then I was like, I'm not doing that to her. That's not right. Like, I know how she feels, and it's not a good feeling. It's going to take a while to heal from that. And so I'm not going to stoop down to the public's level and endure in that type of humiliation. She already humiliated by seeing all this, and then people are basically reminding her of what happened by doing things like this. Now, I'm talking about it. That can also hurt, but then it's not hurtful because I'm basically supportive of her. Like, it's not right. And I'm just hopeful that the two individuals get their lives together. That's all I have for today. I will make another video possibly tomorrow or the day after to talk about, a little small rant about ABCDFG. He made a post on his IG a couple of days ago, so I was asked to talk about that. That's definitely not gonna be a long video because I have said what I said about him in so many videos that it's like I'm repeating myself. So that's just who he is. He's always been a type of person that, throws tantrums. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't want to blame it on his mental health, but I know allegedly I heard that he has bipolar, and so maybe that's why he's doing that. I don't know. So I don't know, but I will put out a video. I wasn't going to do it at first, but I'm going to do it. It's content. It's whatever. It's just going to be short and sweet. So I'll get back with you guys with another video. Peace.